about here. So the meet was really good. So we always measure from year to year how we do at the association meet, the region meet, and of course at the first of its focus is making sure that we outperform ourselves every year.
Comes dry face.
I could care less about other clubs in Georgia and the region and the country. I want to make sure that we outperform ourselves first and foremost. Because I know if we're beating ourselves, we're getting better and we're beating the field. So I'm happy to say that we had a slightly better showing this year at the association meet than we did last year. We had 77 athletes run this past weekend. 55 of them qualified for the region meet in 83 different individual events, which is pretty fantastic. In addition to those 83 individual event qualifiers, we had 15 relays. In all of our finishes, we had 12 state champions.
13-14 girls. Alyssa Jackson, major impact, she's an 8. Sanaya Close, exchange zone in 1. Sydney Harris from Jack Rabbit in 7. Candace Clemens, major impact in 2. Madison Campbell, lightning spike 6. Isis Grant, drive phase in 3. Gabriella Grissom, drive phase in 5. And Alexis Arnett from the Quicksilver in lane 4.
Let's go, Sydney!
Sydney Harris, she's been a national champion a couple of times. On the inside, here comes the 14-year-old. Alexis Arnett, Isis Grant. Isis Grant in control right now. Can she hold on and will be Isis Grant.
Dry Phase Track Club is an open access program. We encourage new athletes to come out and be introduced to the sport. We allow them to jump into practice, see how they move naturally, and then for those that have high potential, we look forward to bringing them on and developing them through our summer season. You know, one of the things that we realize with new athletes is that if God blessed you to walk, then you probably know how to run. But running on the track is completely different. So oftentimes new members are a little bit caught off guard by what it takes to be successful in competitive summer track. But if they're willing and able, we'll bring them along and get them to that next level they want to be. So from a practice standpoint, we practice and train 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for 2 hours. And from a season standpoint, we really look to progress athletes from mid-January all the way through late July. So many of the meets in March, April, May, and even the early part of June don't really matter for us in terms of performance. We're looking to get the kids to develop in their events, to acquire new techniques, and oftentimes we're training through the early meets in the season because for us the ultimate goal is how we're going to perform at the end of July at the Junior Olympics. So with our athletes, as we progress through the season, we try to differentiate ourselves is with our skill, our tactics, strategies that we execute in the race. And so throughout the season, from January all the way through the end of July, we're talking with every single athlete about their event, about tactics and strategies they can use to overcome the competition.
Stop jumping, stop jumping.
I want all of our kids to compete with heart. The color purple is just that, the color purple. Until you put that dry phase speed suit on, now it means something more.
What did they say about running?
While most programs may talk about the competition and beating some other kid from some other team, here at Drive Phase, we don't really care about anybody else. Our focus is on us. We train our athletes to focus on their development and their progression, whether that means that you might be contesting for a national championship or an All-American, or maybe you never get a medal. But the competition is between you and the clock to go from point A to point B, and improving upon your performance in a given event is the ultimate achievement. So regardless of whether or not you're the best athlete on the program or one who is still developing, you can still earn a gold medal. You can still be your absolute best by improving from where you are to where you want to be.
Your preparation starts that Monday in practice up until the night before the meet. That neon yellow is just another color. When one of our athletes puts that uniform on, now that neon yellow means something.
You know, one of the biggest challenges with youth athletes, we're dealing with growing bodies and adjusting plates and joints and those types of things. And so oftentimes our kids are dealing with discomfort and in some cases pain. But we talk to our parents and kids a lot about the difference between being hurt and being injured. Some things we can work through, sit down and take time off. So we have to use a kind of a fine-tooth comb to weed out through those things. But understanding that we want to protect the athlete and their body first and foremost.
Runners, take your mark. I'm at the line. Stomach bubbling, nerves raging, hands shaking, but it's all me ready to go. Sit, go, take off. First 8 steps. Hit that first hurdle, behind a little bit, keep it going. Fast hands, quick feet, snap down. I'm gaining ground, keeping consistent. 10, take it through the line, keep going, finish.
Running from January up until now, you should be in the best physical shape possible. The final obstacle is mental. Gray is a color that are shades of black and white. So now when you mention Drive Phase Track Club, and that gray means so much more now.
One of the most important things that we emphasize with our athletes, they're going to have a job, they're going to be great students, they're going to go on to college. So, I don't care how fast you are on the track, if you don't get it done in the classroom, there is no track, and we want to make sure our athletes understand that.
So when it started raining, or pretty much about 10 minutes before the rain started, my kids were like, "Coach, it's about to start raining." And then we just re-emphasized that, hey, that's why we practice in the rain. So when it rains in the meet, you guys are prepared. So when the rain falls in that 4x8 in the first leg, the parents were like, "Oh my gosh," they were kind of surprised, but our kids were prepared because we practiced in the rain, and so they weren't fazed by it, and they ran some good 4x8 relays.
The time has come, and the time is now. The pain, the letdown, the disappointments, along with the accomplishments, have all led to these final rounds of championship season. Long days and lightning delays. The blood, the sweat, and the tears have all led to these final days. Where did you come from versus where are you going? Which victory have you worked for? Have you worked for what you wanted? You have the training, you have the pedigree. Now where will your heart lead you? Shine when it's time.
Drive phase. Final exchange. Drive phase. Drive phase moving. Carolina Express. It's drive phase, first on the handoff.
You are in a position that many did not get a chance to go. When you're on that line, I want you to tunnel into your zone. Close your eyes if you have to. Take a deep breath if you have to, knowing that you are just as capable as the person to the right or to the left of you. When that gun go off, you're there. It started. It's like a life-changing experience. I want you to get out, stay in your drive phase, get to the finish line. Don't look behind you, don't look to the right, don't look to the left of you. Focus out as if you're the only one on the track. It's just you by yourself. You're in your room. Find your happy moment and go out there and go. Yes, you're on the bigger stage. Yes, it can be scary. Yes, your head can get the best of you, but just think about how hard you work from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. We believe in you. I believe in you. I know that you believe in yourself. Today you got to go out there and just phase out.
It's drive phase with the lead, followed by major impact. Sapphire Rough Riders, drive phase with the lead. Drive phase is out. Major impact chasing. Peak performance. New Horizon, Sapphire. Riders in third. Peak performance is moving. Peak performance, New Horizon and Sapphire. Peak performance. Epitome, New Horizon and Sapphire. Here comes drive phase.
Hey, Mars, Jay, let's go! Jay, let's go, Mars!
Luxray Beats.
Go, Jay!
Atlanta Light Speeds out. moving. Quicksilver is moving.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy. Keep
So it's been a long road. We've brought 80 athletes through our summer season this year, probably having 30 new athletes, a lot of people to evaluate, to assess, just to kind of see what their talent potential is, and most importantly, to see how they fit with our program. Registering 80 kids in the early part of the season in the meets in May, but the process just works itself through, and now as we prepare with 40 athletes left who are making the trip up the road to Greensboro, we've tried to match our talent to the best of our ability and putting our relays together and our individual athletes to be their absolute best to represent themselves, their families, and Drive Phase Track Club on the biggest stage in youth track and field.
Pick it up, buddy. Let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy.
So look, this is what we're about. This is our life. That gray, that neon yellow, that purple means something special when our athletes put that on and we step on the track. So when you see us in Greensboro, know that we've prepared, we're ready, we're gonna give you our best, we're gonna leave it on the track, and we're gonna dap you up when we finish.
Got Rainey, Clemens,